Welcome to the Sports Beer Jokes YouTube channel. What a weekend for the good guys, am I right? The Tigers get a gritty, come from behind, on the road, SEC victory to start conference play. The Saints beat the brakes off the Cowboys in a game that nobody expected us to win, except Saints fans, of course, and Sports Beer Jokers. Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors duke it out to show us a glimpse of the future of the NFL. Hey, and Jaden got his first victory. I'm happy for the kid. But let's start off episode 3 of Monday Night Brew talking about LSU. If you're new around here, I want to be clear, I am a Louisiana sports fan, but this is not a Louisiana sports channel. This is a channel for people who like watching sports, drinking beer, and chopping it up with the guys or the gals. We don't discriminate. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't want it to be a sausage party around here. I know there are sports girls out there, and hey, all are welcome. But we are going to start off talking about LSU, South Carolina, because that was probably the best game from the weekend. College game day was there, and boy, it was a hell of a college football game. I am so proud of my team, bro. I am proud to be an LSU Tiger. It is a great day. This was the first time College game day had gone to Columbia since 2014, so it's been a while. It was a huge game for the Gamecocks. And you can tell they were juiced up. I'm not just talking about the team. The whole school was on fire. They wore their black jerseys. You could tell the stadium was loud by just watching it on TV. They were coming off a dominant win in their SEC opener, and they were looking to start off 3-0 and shock the world against LSU, and they almost did. But come on, let's be real. Do you really think that South Carolina was gonna beat LSU? They hadn't done it in like 29 years or some shit. I'm only 21. Not even in my lifetime, bro. We own them. I had never had a doubt in my mind we were going to find a way to win that football game. All right, that is a flagrant lie. I was so worried the whole game it almost gave me a heart attack. But hey, we found a way to win. We showed an immense amount of grit. Going down 17-0. They had all the momentum behind enemy lines, bro. And our guys didn't flinch. They looked incredibly poised. I am so proud to be an LSU Tiger. I know we should have lost that game. 9 times out of 10, we probably lose that game. But it doesn't matter because we ended up winning in reality, in real life. And I am so proud that they didn't quit and they played to the very end. I've been seeing a lot of South Carolina fans whine about the refereeing. And I'm not going to lie, if I was a South Carolina fan, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But I have no sympathy. I actually have negative sympathy. Come on, bro. I'm a Saints fan. I've been through way worse. You're gonna survive. It's gonna be okay. And even though we have one loss already early in the year, I am so happy that this team is battle-tested. It's only week 3, and we've already been in 2 extremely close games, neither of them at home, and we found a way to win one, and we let one get away from us. We know what both sides feel like, and we know what it takes to get over that hump and finish the game. And it's actually a little bit strange because I really do believe that the game that we should have won, we ended up losing, and vice versa, the game that we probably should have lost, we ended up winning. So I guess it kind of evens out, but hey, that's football. But I just have a very strong feeling that when we fast forward a few weeks, we play Ole Miss, we play Alabama, we play Oklahoma, and we find ourselves in another close game late, this time at home in Death Valley because all 3 of those games are at home. That experience of already having been in this situation before multiple times and losing one and winning one and just knowing what this all feels like and how to win is gonna pay dividends for us, especially against teams like Ole Miss, who we're the first tough team that they play on their schedule. They haven't played anybody, and they're not gonna play anybody for the next 2 games. That's going to give us an edge. And we already have another serious edge with these games being played in Death Valley. This is a super talented roster with a super talented coaching staff, and we haven't put it all together yet. We have not played a complete game, and I think everybody in the locker room would admit that. Being this battle-tested early, still being in the race with a 12-team playoff and only 1 loss, having all of our toughest games in Death Valley from this point forward, don't count us out, man. I think we can get really hot. We have so much potential, man. We just gotta play complimentary football and play a complete game. I definitely think we eventually will put the pieces together. This team is too talented not to, but it's a matter of when. We gotta do it soon. Let's get right, beat the shit out of UCLA and South Alabama, and then the gauntlet starts. I know we already talked about those 3 tough home games, but we also gotta go to Kyle Field, go to the Swamp, go to Arkansas. We have a gauntlet of a schedule, bro. Let's lock in and go Tigers. All right, let's quickly talk about some New Orleans Saints. Oh my gosh, bro. I am so happy. I wish y'all could have watched me watch that game, man. The amount of just pure joy and happiness and just cheering that I was doing alone in my living room, bro. Like, you could not have scripted a better start to the season. I just wish we didn't put Jake Haener in at the end so we could have gotten 47, because then we would have only been like 3 teams in NFL history to have 3 straight 47-point games. The other 2 being like some team from 1941 and then the '07 Patriots, which was one of the greatest teams of all time. Like, what a list to be on. But we didn't get to 47. We scored 44, and I don't really care. We blew the Cowboys out the stadium, and it was a magical thing to watch. Clint Kubiak has unlocked this Saints offense, bro. We've had the pieces for so long. Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill, Jawan Johnson. We've had so many guys that we knew that we were capable of putting up points, capable of so much more of that monstrosity that we've watched since Sean Payton left. And we finally found someone who figured it out. Clint Kubiak knows how to utilize these players, man, and it's just brings a tear to my eye. It's beautiful. We knew this defense was going to be elite, and they are, but this offense is more than just efficient enough for our defense to win us some games. This offense is a weapon in its own right. We got that Shanahan-style offense with the West Coast outside zone runs, and then we're running play-action boots off it. Carr looks so efficient. We're getting our playmakers in space, and neither the Panthers nor the Cowboys could stop it. Our O-line was a huge question mark this offseason, and they still are. They still have to do more to prove themselves, but we have proven that we can run the ball with this scheme. We have the athletes and mobile enough O-linemen that they can seal that edge and really get outside on those zone runs. They're doing their job effectively, and that's all you can ask. And I've just missed the Saints beating the shit out of people, man. It's been a minute since I really felt this way about a Saints team, but bro, we can line up against anybody and beat them. I'm so confident in that now, bro. We got Philadelphia next week. We got the Chiefs in 3 weeks. Bring them on. Let's fucking go. I'm excited to go to Arrowhead on Monday Night Football and shock the world and beat the shit out of the back-to-back champions with Taylor Swift and Patrick Mahomes. Let's go. And I owe an apology to Gail Benson, Mickey Loomis, Dennis Allen, and Derek Carr, because I gave y'all so much shit over the past 2 seasons, and I sincerely apologize, man, because I see the vision now. Y'all proved me wrong, and I'm so happy y'all did. From the womb to the tomb. Who dat till I fucking die. Just going up the top of the dome here. I'm kind of freestyling this video, bouncing around. We're going to go back to college football. Let's talk about Georgia, Kentucky for a second. Now, look, if Georgia would have found a way to lose that game, are we not ranked above them? Because those were my thoughts when I was watching this game. We'd both be 2-1. They would have just lost to the team that got blown out by the team we just beat. And the answer is actually no, because they have a blowout win against Clemson, which is far better than either of our wins. But that didn't stop me from rooting heavily against the Bulldogs. I wanted them to lose so bad. But in my heart of hearts, I knew they were going to find a way to win. Great elite teams find a way to win games on bad nights, and that's exactly what they did. I just hope they can have a bad game against us if we do end up seeing them in December, because that might slide against whatever September Kentucky, but I promise a performance like that is not going to slide against the December LSU Tigers. Staying in the college football realm, the Rocky Mountain Showdown happened this weekend. A blowout bounce-back win for Deion Sanders in Colorado. There was a lot of noise going into this game, a lot of trash talk, and I love it. That's what football is all about. And I got news for you, pal. If you don't like that shit, you don't like football. I saw a clip of Shedeur Sanders refusing to shake hands with the opposing Colorado State quarterback, and I fucking love it. You're going to talk all that hot shit all week leading up to the game and then not keep that same energy after you get blown out? Hell nah, brother, they go fly. A lot of people were going at Shedeur for that, but bro, it's called being competitive, buddy. Clearly, you don't know anything about that. All right, none of the other college football games really interest me, so I'm not going to talk about them. Now, I didn't get to watch the Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors matchup. I saw a little bit of it on Red Zone. I saw Malik Neighbors' first NFL touchdown, and that got me fired up. I saw them swap jerseys at the end, and that got me even more fired up. I love the LSU Tigers, and I love to see them thriving in the NFL. And talking about another NFL Tiger, I was rooting heavily for Joe Burrow in Arrowhead on Sunday. Great game, but of course, the refs bail out the Chiefs. They don't want Joe Burrow to beat Patrick Mahomes. Nah, I'm just playing. That was definitely a defensive pass interference. That was the correct call. It just sucks to see them win on a penalty again. Not gonna lie, Burrow could have been a lot better. He made a lot of crucial mistakes that costed them the game, and also had an opportunity to win the game and didn't capitalize. Tough start for the Joe Burrow Darth Vader arc, but this is a great rivalry, man. This is probably the best rivalry in the NFL right now. It's this era's Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady, and I hope they see each other again in the playoffs so we get a second part, and I think Joe Burrow will win that game when it matters most, because my preseason Super Bowl prediction was the Saints versus the Bengals, and I still think that's going to come to fruition, even though the Bengals are 0-2. Travis Kelce also had a really sick fake lateral in this game. It got called back, but still, come on. I'm a football fan. I fucking love it. The Bills still own the AFC East. Prayers up for Tua. Obviously, no one wants to see that. It's actually a really scary sight to see that. But purely talking about football, the Dolphins cannot get over the Bills hump. The Bills are still the kings of the AFC East, as I just said, and I predicted the Dolphins to win the division, but kind of starting to regret that. I think it's kind of hard to not regret that at this point. Aiden Hutchinson is an absolute game wrecker, but it still wasn't enough to beat the Buccaneers. Who was that saying the NFC South was weak again? Oh yeah, right, it was me, but still. The Falcons are weak. The Panthers are really weak. But the Saints and Bucks, yeah, we're duking it out. We're powerhouses, buddy. October 13th, motherfucker. And finally, the Cardinals beat the piss out of the Rams. That was a pretty shocking game. I'm not going to lie. I definitely picked the Rams. I think most people did. And oh my goodness, Maserati Marv. Oh, Lord, chill out. You're still not as good as Malik Neighbors, don't get me wrong, but bruh, I kind of regret benching you in fantasy. Actually, I really regret benching you in fantasy because you most certainly are not a bust. The Cardinals are literally coached by Murph from Impractical Jokers. So I'm still not sold on this team because they're going to be really bad. But they got Kyler Murray. They got Marvin Harrison. They got Budda Baker. They have Trey McBride. They have some good pieces. So we'll see what they do. You know, I got my eye on them now. So they got to deal with the microscope pressure of being on Sports Beer Jokes radar. Obviously, that comes with an immense amount of pressure. But pressure makes diamonds. And I'm a fucking diamond. And this is football. And this is Sports Beer Jokes. And this is Monday Night Brew, Episode 3. Let's ride. Come on!